What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com. AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys so very much. Over 1,400 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this is possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. Yes, darlings. And yes, we are still living a bit of a quarantine life. You know, we're social distancing. This has become our new normal. But that doesn't mean that you can't still have some fun, all right? You can't have fun with the family, your friends, your roommates, all this good stuff. So I've got my friend Sean here over at 30 Watt to chat about everything that they're about. Hey, Sean.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, Sean, what part of the country are you holding down now, quarantine life?
We are based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, so right out of the upper Midwest here. So enjoying the warm weather while we've got it.
Yeah, because when it changes, it's going to be real dramatic.
It will. A whole new level of trapped. Yes.
Yes. All right, Sean. So tell us a story. How did 30 Watt come to be?
So my good friend Ryan Walther, as well as Arik Nordby, both came from the satirical newspaper The Onion. If you're familiar with the newspaper, it's kind of the birthplace of fake news, if you will. They had both been working there together and had come upon this idea of this fake gift box called the prank pack. So it's this idea of putting a real gift inside what is seemingly the packaging for a totally made up and absurd product. And that idea kind of, it had a light bulb go off above both their heads where they thought there was probably a very large market for this kind of offering. And in general, an audience that was out there that was hungry for just better comedy and better gifts in general. So to make a long story short, they moved on from The Onion in, I believe it was around 2009 or 2010 to start 30 Watt. And just kind of take on this venture of developing all these exciting products for this demographic. And Prank Pack was sort of that was the first move they had made. And from there, they developed, small retail programs and stuff over time, and they got their big break, I think around the 2011 timeframe, where they were selling at outlets like Bed Bath & Beyond and other larger retailers like that. And that's right around when I had come on board at the company. In a sales capacity, and what we were realizing is as these conversations we were having with different retailers is there was a demographic out there hungry for this stuff, and while they were laughing like crazy at the prank gift box, they were like, what else could you do for us? What else could you possibly develop for us, in the gifting line or the celebrations line? And that's sort of where this 30 Watt side of the house really started to develop, where we were creating exciting content and design for things like birthday parties and holiday parties and things like that. And then also branching off into things like funny tabletop and, drinkware programs and things like that too. And we decided that we were definitely onto something. It was being validated through, our growth and everything that was going on. And we made a move then to kind of create two different sides of our house. So the 30 Watt side of the house is more of like your sophisticated high design, gift offerings, and then the prank pack line, which is this whole line of ridiculous concepts and fake gift boxes, is sort of your kind of Chris Farley belly laugh sort of style of humor. And we've had a blast doing both. Over time, it's gotten us a lot of really interesting partnerships. It's gotten us in front of folks like yourself and your listening audience. And now we're just hoping to really scale it and take it as far as we can.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds amazing. Like how one brand could actually help birth another one. That's really cool.
That's kind of it. Yeah, they sort of realized that we had it was a good but a demented sense of humor that was obviously connecting with a lot of people, and just being able to offer this kind of experience, right? I mean, we all sort of grew up with that process, whether you had a friend or a brother or sister give you your real gift inside a fake box, But the whole idea that we created a business model out of this, I think, kind of had retail looking at us like, we don't have too many people coming through our doors to talk to us about this stuff. So what else are you all capable of? And that's where we kind of, developed our talent internally and continue to churn out really good ideas and concepts. And now, like I said, we're just trying to get that flywheel going so we can hopefully grow.
Yeah. So in the beginning, as you guys were really kind of morphing and figuring out what 30 watt would be, what would you say was your biggest challenge?
Oh gosh, I mean, aside from the kind of typical small business challenges that I think everybody can relate to, whether it's just balancing budgets and making sure your head count is right where it needs to be for the market size, I would say, given the way most of us are wired at the company, we probably tried to do too much. We probably tried to be too many things to too many people where, I would kind of laugh to myself because it was sort of like I had a really hard time saying no to anything. So if we were ever in a room talking with a very large partner or even getting approached from somebody completely outside of the retail world to partner with us strategically, we always wanted to participate. We were so motivated to try and carry this mission of bringing better comedy and better creativity to retail that we probably tried to do too much. So I would say, focus was probably a big challenge of ours. We're all just very hyperactive, motivated, energetic people, and that can sometimes just get you into trouble. So I'd say that was probably one of our first shots. And then, I always laugh at like the story of like Larry David with Seinfeld. Every season he would have a nervous breakdown because he'd have to do it over again, right? He has to write another season of Seinfeld, and there was always that kind of thing too, where you felt like you had to keep up and sort of outdo the previous year. But I'm hoping a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah, no, definitely. And kudos to you and the team because I know that it's a whole team of you guys that have to come together and really work to make this brand so outstanding and so, touching so many different bases in so many ways. In your mind, were there any inventions that stick out to you that you were disappointed didn't work out?
Didn't work out? Mm-hmm. Oh man, that's like, I don't know if we have enough time in the afternoon, but yeah, there's definitely with, there's some ideas that end up coming to market too that you're disappointed didn't work because you thought for sure it was going to be a hit. Yeah. But a lot of times, I mean, I don't know if I could lay out any specific ones. I mean, we did one that was totally ridiculous, but one of our prank gift box styles is the beer beard, which again, it's just a box, but the idea is that you're buying this long sort of ZZ top looking beard that can hide about a liter of cold beer in your beard while you walk around. So you're able to basically sip beer as you walk around all day with this beard. We went and actually made one then. So we took it a step further and actually created a beer beard, and it's this really ridiculous looking beard that hangs down, but it actually held beer. You were able to drink it while you walked around, and that one didn't end up doing as well as we thought it would. That was a big disappointment for us. But yeah, I mean, I could go on for a while about, ideas that sort of made the cutting room floor that, we wish we could bring back, but sometimes it's just too cost prohibitive or, you have to be really careful about intellectual property and maybe getting a little too close to something that might already be out there that could end up creating a lot of legal headaches. But I don't know about anything in particular. There's probably jokes and stuff I felt bad about that we couldn't get onto a pint glass or a gift bag. But overall, I can honestly say I'm pretty happy with the stuff we have been able to launch.
Yes, the beer beard. Wow.
The beer beard. Yeah, that was a surprise. And then we even made like a holiday version. They're like, oh, come on, man. Does anybody want to do this? And it was just
lights and stuff in it. I don't know. Yeah. You definitely just, put that on the back burner for a little bit. I think that might pick up.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow. So, to date, what would you say has been your proudest moment with the company?
Oh, with the company. I think it probably wasn't any one particular moment. I think just being a part of this company from its early stages and watching it kind of evolve, I think what kind of keeps me getting out of the bed in the morning is the validation we get from, everybody from like our end consumers to even talking with folks like yourself, for you to even want to interview me about 30 watt is validation. We must be onto something pretty interesting. But I could tell you, we love at the end of the year kind of reading all of our like fan mail. Like we send out, anytime you buy some online, you get like a really, straight ahead mundane shipping confirmation note, and you're like, okay, great. My package is on the way. That's great. And it's like, we sort of take that extra step to write something, completely ridiculous in the thank you note, and we've gotten more praise back for that, than I've seen in half of the other stuff we've done. Where, and my point of bringing that up is like with us sort of taking those extra steps and like trying to like really strike a nerve with folks, for them to then take time out of their day just to write us back about our shipping confirm email, I'm kind of like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like if someone's really taking this much time to say I've never read anything this funny, you know, and all the stuff I've bought online, I've never had anything this funny arrive in my inbox. It again, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, okay, we're on to something, and knowing how young we are, I think we've got a lot of runway to hopefully grow and take over the world, hopefully, and make all kinds of people laugh. But I think that would probably be it if I had to sum it up, is just that kind of that communication loop with our customer base, and the stuff we hear back from them is just awesome.
Gotcha. All right, and Sean, I know that you know, and as the rest of the world knows, you know, we're still dealing with this quarantine life, you know, this bit of social distancing we got going on, but, you know, we'll take the victories where we can get them, all right?
Yes.
Our next big holiday would be Labor Day, all right?
Yes.
What from the 30 Watt collection do people need to get right now for Labor Day?
For Labor Day, wow. Labor Day. I would say, you know, for anybody that's looking to basically give that gift to somebody that they can't be next to, you know, I'm always encouraging everybody to send out their next gift, or just a I miss you type gift in one of the prank gift boxes. I mean, if you're really looking to get that serotonin level up and have people laughing, I definitely check out Pranko.com or follow us on Instagram with at Pranko. Mm-hmm. But I would say, you know, right now everybody seems to just be doing a lot of that. Like you said, through quarantine, they're doing a lot of that self-care and self-pampering. So if they wanted to check out any of like our drink holders at 30watt.com, you know, we've got caddies that'll hold your beer that stick to any shiny surface, called the Sudski. So if you're outside, this thing will, you know, stick to the patio door and hold your cold beer for you while you're celebrating outside. And as well as our Sipski for the wine holder. But no, I can't think of anything in particular other than to just check out each one of our sites and see what they think will work. But really just hoping everybody enjoys themselves, if I'm being totally frank with you. It's been such a weird year that I think everybody deserves like a 3-day weekend to just breathe for a little bit.
Yeah, we need a 3-day weekend that lasts for about 6 months.
That's true. That's a very good point. Yeah.
That may work out a little better for us, Sean.
I hope so. Yeah. But somehow like the stress has been twice as much now. That's what's so crazy, right? Yeah, we've all been home. Yeah.
It's been insane. It's definitely insane. Last but certainly not least, where did the name come from? 30 Watt, out of any name.
Yeah, so, you know, what I could tell you about our founders, and again, this kind of sort of permeates our culture at the company here, is a lot of self-deprecation, you know, and being very humble in what we approach. And if you ask our founders, when, you know, at the root of all good stand-up comedy and any good stand-up comedian that's out there, that self-deprecating style of humor is what I think people can gravitate and relate to the most. So our original idea behind the 30 Watt thing was that it was supposed to be sort of like a dimly bright light bulb, like a half-lit 60-watt light bulb. I mean, these are like dimly bright creations. It was like our original tagline. And again, it was all around this idea of like, look, you know, we're going to make stuff that you don't need, but you're definitely going to want. And from a self-deprecating perspective, we feel like most of the ideas are probably half thought through. So it was just more of just like a tongue-in-cheek sort of name. Whereas now we've leaned into it a little bit, and we're trying to spin it a little more to where we're actually trying to make stuff that's amusing and getting to folks. But we just still love the 30 Watt and how it rolls off the tongue, so we're keeping it.
Sounds good. Wow. Sean, let everyone know the best way to get in contact with you guys, and of course to follow you on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I mentioned before, the Pranko handle on Instagram is something I urge everybody to check out. It's sort of a daily feed of ridiculous comedy that'll hopefully put a smile on your face. Always feel free to check out either of our websites with Pranko.com or 30watt.com. And by all means, feel free to reach out to the contact info on either of those, and either myself or somebody from our team will definitely get back to you all. And we're hoping to get our 30 Watt Instagram off the ground here in the next couple of months. That's kind of gone through like a whole sort of renaissance with the brand and our positioning and stuff. So it just looks a lot different than anybody had seen before. And now we're looking to hopefully blow that out here as the year comes to a close.
Sounds good. Sean, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you. And
pleasure's all mine.
Oh, thank you. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for all of your love and support of the brand, which is ashsaidit.com. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys. Bye-bye.